Well, hello, my name is Aaron Yusef Johnson, and I am one of the consultants with MDI. I'm here today just to really briefly share. I don't have anything really written out. I don't have a statement scripted. On behalf of MDI, share a little bit about what we see happening in our communities and our cities, really what's happening nationally in terms of race. To be honest, this is a difficult time to live in, and a lot of churches and ministries and communities are trying to figure out how do we solve some of the problems that we're seeing happening, from nonviolent, peaceful protests all the way to riots that we're seeing happening, from officers with their knee on the neck of a black man to elderly white men being pushed down in the street, and even blood and hemorrhaging coming from the ears. We're seeing all of these things take place, and it's a difficult journey ahead. I just want to leave one or two things that the Lord has really been sharing and putting on my heart. One thing is that if we kind of sit around and kind of thumb through Facebook and social media and Instagram, and with our hands press the remote on Fox News or CNN or you fill in the blank, and don't really talk to real people one-on-one and in group settings, we're missing something. If all that we're going to do is to interact with one another through commenting and reading commentaries about what's happening, but not really getting to know black, white, and brown folks for ourselves, we're doing ourselves a disservice. The harder thing to do is to talk to real people who have real stories and real faces. And I know that the COVID-19 thing is going on, but when appropriate, to give a hug to a real person and just say, I don't understand it, but I respect you, and I want to get to know more about your story. The second aspect is really to really just be courageous. The political divides, the socio-economic divides, the cultural divides, right? The denominational divides, the skin color divides. The easier thing to do is to do nothing. And while that's the easiest thing to do, it also is the least courageous thing to do as a Christian. We've got to be like David and put the stone of Jesus in our hand and sling it at the giant, at the Philistine of racism. And to do that, we don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be polished. We don't have to have it all together. But all we have to do is find a way to do something courageous with urgency. Because I don't want us as believers to lose our moment to speak into what's happening right now. And so you got to do two things. I've got to do two things at least. Number one is meet with people who don't look like me, who don't talk like me, and try to understand their perspective at the table. To give them a sense of respect and dignity, just like we would want. And then number two, to be courageous, to find a way, God-led, to get involved without trying to be perfect, without trying to have it all together. Love y'all so much. Again, I'm Aaron Yusef Johnson. Happy to be a part of the MDI team. Love y'all. Be courageous. Much love.